going to discuss Excel charts. We're going to specifically talk about the types of charts. We're going to talk about each one of those in detail, and you'll also see a picture image of each type. There are 11 types of charts that we can choose from in Excel. They include column, line, pie, bar, area, XY, also known as scatter chart, stock, surface, donut, bubble, and radar. Now the type of chart that you choose is going to depend on three things. The first one is the type of data you have. The second one is going to be how much data you have. And then the third is going to be the message that you want to convey to your audience. Line is going to illustrate change in data over time. And as you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just literally colored lines on a paper, and it shows the peaks and the valleys of the data. Pie is going to show the contribution of each piece of data to the whole or total of the data. So basically here you can think about, it's a quick visual representation of your entire data and how each piece is breaking down compared to the whole. Area. Like a line chart, it's going to illustrate change over time. But the difference here is that it often is going to be used to compare more than one set of data. And then also the area under the lines are going to be filled with a different color for each set of data. So as you can still see here that you have the peaks and the valleys, but it's going to be colored in so you can kind of see where things overlap. The XY or scatter chart. This is used much like a line chart, but each piece of data is represented by a dot and it's not connected by a line. To me, this is harder to actually understand the data, but again, you can use this when it's appropriate. The stock provides numbers of methods commonly used in financial industry to show stock market data. And as you can see, it has a very unique look to this type of chart. Surface compares data from 3 columns or rows in a 3D manner. And the key here is the 3 columns or 3 rows. You have the donut, like a pie chart, but this is going to allow for comparing more than one set of data. So you have multiple sets of data here on the donut chart. Each subsequent set of data surrounds the previous set. So you can see the inner circle and the outer circle. Next is the bubble chart, like an XY or scatter chart, but the difference here, it has a third set of data results that indicates how large each individual dot or bubble is. And so as you can see on here, the bubbles are different sizes or the dots are different sizes. And this is to convey to you the difference in the data results. Radar compares several sets of data in a manner that resembles a radar screen. So each set of data is going to be represented by a different color. And you can see here the actual color scheme is the shades of blue. The next one is the column or cylinder chart. These are going to compare values side by side. And so there's a lot of different styles that you can choose within those. A clustered cylinder chart can go further in comparing values across categories, and that is the actual type that we're going to use in the practice exercise. Position of charts so that both data and the chart appear on the worksheet together. You want to make sure that you can see everything. We want to position the chart so the data and the chart can be printed in the most readable manner possible. So this is going to be important, especially to conserve on paper. How to format a chart. So when selecting the color of a chart, you want to consider the color scheme of the rest of the worksheet. You don't want your chart to not match the color scheme that you have going on. You want it to all be cohesive and look like it should be one. Do not use colors that are in stark contrast to the rest of the worksheet. That means darker than the rest. If printed in color, you want to minimize the amount of dark colors to help conserve ink.